from the NewsChannel 5 network. This is Inside Workforce Development.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this edition of Inside Workforce Development. I'm Chris Cannon with the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development. On today's edition, we are talking about transportation and specifically the trucking industry and the faces it today and what happens tomorrow and where that industry is going. We're here with Elise Leeson right now from Averitt Express. Thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting us to participate.
Averitt has been around in the Middle Tennessee area and across the Southeast for a long time. Give us a little bit about the company.
We have. We were founded in 1971. Gary Sasser purchased the company at 20 years of age. 3 trucks and just a few folks, and we have grown over the years, and we are headquartered in Cookeville, but we have a global reach.
And tell me about that. You started in Cookeville and just kept growing and growing, and now really just reach across the world with logistics.
We have a range of transportation and logistics services. We call it the power of one because we can provide this range of services. They're all under one roof. We offer less than truckload services, flatbed services. We have an expedited time critical services that we can offer. Retail distribution, we reach 100 countries through international services that we offer, so the United States, Mexico, Canada, and then a reach that's far beyond on a variety of services. So basically whatever transportation logistics needs that you may have, we probably have a solution for that.
If you drive around Middle Tennessee on the interstates around here, there's trucks everywhere. It's obviously a very in-demand occupation and industry. Kind of go over what your industry is going through right now.
Well, you may have heard about the driver shortage. There have been a lot of news articles, a lot of publicity about that, but estimates are today that the industry as a whole is short about 25,000 drivers.
Wow.
And that is anticipated to grow by 2024. I've seen numbers upwards of 200,000 or more is going to be the shortage of available drivers in the workforce to meet the needs. You know, it's one of those things, no matter where manufacturing goes, there will still be a need to transport goods to folks across the United States.
So manufacturing may move overseas,
yes,
but those products are still going to come back here and need to get to where they're going.
Absolutely.
Tell me about why you think there is a shortage. What do you think is behind that?
I think there are a number of things. One, the workforce in general is aging. Bureau of Labor Statistics, I saw some numbers that said about 25% of the current workforce is over the age of 55 currently, and the average age of truck drivers, some numbers put that around 49. So folks are aging out of the industry and they're not being replaced quickly enough. There's not as much interest in vocational types of work and skilled labor. A lot of schools have done away with vocational programs, and I think part of it is also lack of awareness. I met with a group of guidance or career development counselors for area school systems a few years ago. There were 12 area counties represented, and I asked those career development counselors, guidance counselors, how many of you have ever talked with your students about careers in transportation? And the answer was none. None of them had discussed the possibility of a career in transportation with students, and it's because they weren't familiar with the opportunities that it provides. So I think there's a lack of awareness. There's a move for all kids to go to college. Not that that's a bad thing, but not every student is meant to go to college. There's a great need, and there's not as much interest in getting into that particular industry. I think there are also some stereotypes about truck drivers, that it's an unskilled profession, and that is not the case. You know, truck drivers today use a lot of technology. There's satellite tracking, they're using onboard computers, and so it is something that does require someone with quite a bit of intelligence. And I just don't know that, again, I think some of the stereotypes types and folks that don't really understand the career opportunities that are available in transportation and logistics.
When there is a shortage, does that mean the salary bumps up because you need to attract those people, and money's one way to get people's attention?
It does. It does make a difference, and you know, the average truck driver is going to start at probably $40,000 a year, and it will just go up from there. And we have seen competition in compensation among companies to try to secure their workforce of the future.
So you're saying $40,000 a year to start, and you're not graduating college with 4 years of student loans, and that's a good paying job. And are the benefits good too? Does that come along with the great salary?
Oh yeah, there are great benefits. You look at Averitt, for example, you get full health benefits, medical, dental, vision, prescription benefits, a retirement program that involves a 401k, and in our case we have a profit sharing piece of that. We share a portion of all of our profits as a company and contribute to those to our associates' 401k. But retirement programs, paid vacation, paid holidays, health benefits, uniforms, a lot of things that come along with that.
I think when a lot of people think of truck driving, they think you're on the road for a month at a time or weeks at a time, you're never home. And I guess there are some truck drivers that do that, but that's not all the truck driving opportunities.
No, there are a lot of different types of opportunities. There are drivers, and for some companies that may be gone for weeks at a time. Of course, with Averitt, we do have an over-the-road operation, our truckload operation, and drivers may be gone 5 to 6 days at a time. But we also employ a lot of local drivers in our less than truckload operation. We also provide dedicated fleets for customers such as Cracker Barrel or Nissan or Shoe Carnival in the Middle Tennessee area, for example. And there are drivers there that may be gone and home once or twice during the week. There are some that are home every day. So there are a variety of types of driving opportunities available to individuals.
And you're based in Cookeville, but you have locations spread out across the Middle Tennessee area, so it's not like you have to live in Cookeville.
No, you don't have to live in Cookeville. We have a large operation here in Nashville, for example. We provide dedicated services, supply chain services for a number of customers in the Middle Tennessee area. We have a retail distribution warehouse that's in the Murfreesboro area, and that's a great opportunity for someone who may not be interested in driving a truck. They may be interested in warehouse or dock type positions, and that's a great opportunity for somebody who wants to get a workout while they're also getting a paycheck. So you know, there are a lot of things beyond truck driving that transportation and logistics companies have to offer, and I know we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the segment.
All right. Well, there is a lot more coming up on this edition of Inside Workforce Development. You think truck driving sounds like a great job for you, but you don't have any experience. What can you do about that? We'll talk about that very issue coming up next. This is Inside Workforce Development, sponsored by Averitt this week.